dead Grime Gorys. The story I'm about to tell you, not even the devil could say it any better, and for that I'm sure of. I'm willing to bet my soul on it. The story begins in a quiet town known as Howl Village, a wild sort of name, I know, but the people who live there didn't seem to mind. The village has a population of only 600 people, and that is where mine and David's story began. Hi, my name is John. I'm going on a 2 weeks vacation, but I'm wondering where I can go, of all the places that I've been and haven't been, just to relax, to do some fishing, hunting, and yes, drink loads of beer. I decided to call my friend David, see if he wanted to tag along and if he had any ideas. I gave David a call and he answered straight away. I was quite surprised. He never usually gets to phone that quick. Hi David, how's things going? Long time no hear, I said. How have you been? I've been good, John. Real good. Do you fancy joining me on my vacation this week? If so, got any ideas of where we can go? I thought I'd give you a call. I hope that's okay. Yes, sure, that's fine. I'm glad you did. In fact, I was just going to give you a call, funnily enough. So where did you have in mind? He replied. Michigan? Michigan? No, been there, done that. Where did you have in mind? He replied. Howell Village. Howell Village, he said in a shockingly bewildered voice. Yes. Why? You haven't heard of that place then? He said seriously. His brows narrowed. No, I haven't. I replied. Why? You might not believe this, but there's been a lot of murders around that place. They say that the victims were torn apart and half-eaten, and the rest of their poor souled bodies just left there to rot within the earth from where they were murdered. It's been in the local papers and on the news. It's been everywhere. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Really, I said. I thought David was trying to wind me up as usual, but this time there was seriously concern in his voice and on his face. Do you still want to go, John? David asked. Sure, I said. I'll get my stuff packed and everything I need and more, and I will pick you up at your place in a couple of hours, okay? Sure, John. That sounds good. I'll be ready to go when you get here, okay? Drive safely. Oh, one more thing. What's that? Get here in one piece. I laughed at the way and of what he said. Very funny, I replied. He said, just get yourself over here to my place. Okay, bye David. The phone went dead. I packed my gear in the back of my truck and headed straight to David's place. When I got there, David was already outside waiting for me and for my arrival. I stopped the truck, got out, and we gave each other a brotherly hug and patted each other on the back. It's been a long time, David, too long. It's good to see you again. I'll just put my gear in the truck and we can get going. Is that okay? Yes, sure, I replied. David and I then at that point, just after, hit the road. I asked him to tell me a little bit more about our village. He huffed and said, "There's nothing really much more to say, other than whatever tore those poor people apart and ate them wasn't human." "Really?" I said, laughing a little, joking around. "Listen to this," he said. "The locals reckon the victims were killed by an unknown beast that walked like a man but looked like a wolf, a bipedal creature. Are you saying that the locals think that some of their people were killed by a werewolf?" I laughed. "Really? That's crap, right?" "I don't know," he said. "Think about it. What human could do that to a human being? You would need superhuman strength and an appetite for fresh human flesh. Are you saying you believe this crap? Really?" "Maybe." I said, "Just maybe." "Oh, I don't know." "We're nearly here, David," I said. "Let's find somewhere close to park, like a local hotel or a lodge." "Yeah, sure," David replied. "There's a place over there. We can park up in it, if you like." "Good," I replied. "Good. Direct me to our destination," I chuckled. David just looked at me with a serious face. "Here we are. Let's grab our stuff at the back of the truck, get ourselves a room, unpack, and take a tour around this place. Maybe grab a beer and something like a bite to eat. Okay?" "Sounds good, John." "You're buying," he said, laughing. "The Wolf Inn. What a surprise," I said. "Yeah, I guess," he replied, laughing. "So what will you have, John, seeing as you're buying?" "I'm going to get myself a cider." "What do you want, David?" "I think I'll have a cider too. Blackthorn, I think." No. I'll have Strongbow. Tastes better." "Then I'll have the same as you then. That's 2 Strongbow ciders, please." "Okay, coming right up." "Why are the locals staring at both of us?" "I don't know," I replied. "Why don't you ask them?" I said. I guess I'd never seen city folk before, right? "Are you hungry, David?" "Yeah, a little." "What do they have on the menu?" "I think you have to order it from the bar, because there's no menus on any of the tables." "Okay, fine," David replied. "I'll get the drinks and order the food. I'll be right back." "Hi, can I order a warm meal for my friends, please?" "For my friends and I, and 2 cups of Strongbow cider." "Sure," she replied. The barmaid looked old and ragged. She slowly poured the cider into the glasses and then said, "But we only have meaty pies and fries. Will that be okay?" "Yes, that would be fine," I said with a smile. "I'll bring it to your table when it's done, okay? Enjoy your drinks." She wandered off to the back of the bar, at that point to the back kitchen. Suddenly the kitchen door swung open and the waitress came to our table with our food. And boy, they looked delicious. "Enjoy your meals, guys. How was your drinks?" "Great, thank you. Could we order 2 more, please?" "Yeah, sure. I'll get them for you right now. Be right over in a second, okay? Enjoy your meals." "Great, thanks," I replied. "Sure," she replied. "Coming right up. One moment." "Okay, thanks," I replied, in an ever so hungry and thirsty voice. Then David and I tucked into our pies, which were delicious, just as it looked. Suddenly I came over dizzy, all of a sudden. Just as the blackness came over me, I saw David's head collapse with a thud into his meal, face first. At that moment, the blackness engulfed me. I was gone. David and I woke up to find ourselves caged somehow deep beneath a dark, damp cellar. Neither of us knew how we got here or why. Suddenly the cellar door opened and someone began to descend down the stairs. The steps were creaky and loud, and the door violently closed behind them. There, standing in the light and darkness, was the barmaid, still but quiet, looking pale, white as snow. What happened, I asked. Who put us down here, and why? You're the game, she replied. The way she said it was like a cloud of hunger fell over her eyes, and her grin showed slightly long, sharp canine teeth. She was changing, but into what? I didn't know. But it didn't look at all good for David and I. I must control myself, she said quietly to herself. I must wait until everybody's here, and only then will the game begin. What are you saying? I asked shakily. What game? You'll see, she said. Oh yes, you will see. I could hear her loudly chuckle to herself. She slowly started ascending the stairs. Her walk was awkward and unsteady, like she was drunk or maybe in a little bit of pain. The cellar door then closed hard with a creaking, slamming sound, which echoed down in the cellar. David, I shouted. David! I shaked him a little to wake him up. He was long gone, more than I was. All right, okay, I'm awake. Where are we? It stinks down here. We're in a cellar, believe it or not. The barmaid and some of the locals put us down here. Well, how do we get out? He replied. I don't know, David. She said something about that we were the game and that it would all begin very soon. Sounds like a load of crap if you ask me. It's probably a joke, a local joke that they play on city folk or something, right? David said, shakily. I could hear fear in his voice. I knew I shouldn't have come on vacation, he quietly said to himself. Damn it. We need a plan ASP, David. Yeah, I know, but where do we start? He replied. Okay, I said, let me think. Okay, give me a minute, please. Shh. I think someone's coming. Stay calm, don't move or say anything. Are you ready for the game? The barmaid shouted, with laughter and joy and hunger in her voice. What game? I repeatedly asked. Hide and seek, she cunningly replied, still with that canine grin over her face. This time she kept herself completely hidden in the darkness and only came halfway down the stairs. Follow me, boys, this way, and mind your heads and your steps. As we got to the top of the steps, everyone that was there, waiting for us with hunger in their eyes also, obviously with evil intentions in their faces. Suddenly one of them shouted, "Run!" We just stood there, David and I. Suddenly they all started to spasm and shake suddenly, quite violently. They all started to growl, then howl, then started to physically change. Shit, I said. We better run, and run fast. What's happening? David asked. The whole town of this place are friggin' werewolves. And we're the catch. We're the food. We gotta go. Let's get the hell out of here. And now. Come on, let's go. There was a lot of howling behind us in the distance, but it was getting closer and closer. Suddenly, David was leapt upon, screaming and yelling, "Get off me! John! Please help! Ah!" I grabbed a large log that was on the ground and smashed it violently against the wolf's head, knocking it from David. As it slumped motionless to the ground and bleeding effusively. The others were getting closer to us, gaining ground and speed. These things were fast, ugly, and hungry. "Are you okay, David?" "I'm fine," he replied. I grabbed him and we ran. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. But some of that was fear, absolute, terrifying, and fear. I heard a loud, guttural growl. Suddenly, David and I were surrounded by these creatures. "That's us done for," I said. David looked at me with fear deep in his expression. "Don't give up hope just yet," I replied. "Have faith." Suddenly, there was gunfire coming from all directions. We both fell to the ground hard and stayed there. We daren't move in case we got caught in the crossfire. "Are you both okay?" A voice came from the darkness, the pouring rain and the thick fog. "I think so," I replied. I then looked over to David. His still bloody gored body lay there in pieces, torn apart by these things. "I'm so sorry, David," I cried. "I'm so very sorry." "Leave him," the voice said. "There's nothing you or I can do for him now. He's gone. We'll come back for his body later, at first light. Okay? But for now, we have to go. There are more of these things coming. We must go now. Come on. I'll help you. Quickly. There's no time. We have to go now. I've got a truck waiting up nearby the muddy path." They sat me inside. And again, just like before, the darkness fell over me to a place of rest, safeness, and recovery. I woke suddenly. The truck had crashed into a tree, yet I slept all the way through it. Everyone had been torn apart. There was blood, guts, heads, and insides everywhere. The smell was sickening and putrid. I looked into the rear-view mirror and noticed I had blood all around my face and hands and mouth. I felt something uncomfortable inside my mouth. I slowly put my fingers inside and pulled out a human finger. And looked into the mirror again, and my eyes turned a golden green. And then the howling started.